The Zephyrian High Command had made what they considered a simple calculation. One human child, 12 standard years old, had somehow accessed their quantum defense grid and turned their most secure military installation into a playground simulator running something called Minecraft. The embarrassment was intolerable. The solution was obvious. Send the Shadowkin. Ambassador Vexahal had protested, his blue-scaled hands trembling as he addressed the War Council. Honored ones, the child meant no harm. Human juveniles are naturally curious. Perhaps we could simply... The human spawn has made us a laughingstock across 17 sectors, snarled General Krekstar, his 3 eyes blazing crimson. Our enemies mock our weakness. This ends now. 3 Shadowkin assassins materialized from the chamber's darkness like nightmares given form. Each stood 7 feet tall, their obsidian exoskeletons absorbing light itself. They had never failed a mission in 3 centuries of service. They would not fail now. The assassins found their target on the 3rd planet of the Sol system, in a modest dwelling surrounded by what humans called a neighborhood. Intelligence indicated the child. Designation: Tommy Chen would be alone while his parental units engaged in grocery shopping. Through advanced reconnaissance, they observed their target, a small human with dark hair, sitting cross-legged before a glowing screen, making rapid clicking sounds with a small device. Occasionally, he would emit high-pitched vocalizations that their translators rendered as, "Yes." "And take that, creeper." Kethmore, the lead assassin, studied the scene through multispectral vision. The dwelling appeared defenseless. No energy shields, no weapon emplacements, no automated turrets. Human security was laughably primitive. They struck at what humans called 3 in the afternoon. The first assassin, Nextar, phased through the dwelling's rear barrier, a thin, transparent material humans called glass. The ease of entry should have been their first warning. Tommy looked up from his game as the massive creature materialized behind him, shadow matter dripping from its claws like liquid death. "Oh, cool!" the boy exclaimed, spinning around in his chair. "Are you guys aliens?" "Like real aliens? This is so much better than PlayStation." Nextar hesitated. In 3 decades of assassinations, no target had ever reacted with enthusiasm. The human child showed no fear, no recognition of imminent death. Instead, he pulled out a small rectangular device and pointed it at the assassin. "Say cheese!" The device flashed. Nextar's optical sensors overloaded from the unexpected photonic burst, temporarily blinding him. In that moment of confusion, Tommy did something unprecedented. He grabbed the assassin's wrist. What happened next defied every law of physics the Shadowkin understood. The human child, a creature that should have been crushed instantly by a Shadowkin's superior strength, somehow redirected Nextar's momentum. The 7-foot killer found himself flying through the air, crashing through what appeared to be a wooden table, and embedding face first into the dwelling's wall. "Whoa, did you see that?" Tommy called out, apparently addressing the other 2 assassins who had just phased through the front entrance. "I totally judo flipped an alien. Wait till I tell Mom." Vorthon and Kethmore exchanged confused glances through their neural link. This was not proceeding according to protocol. "Human child," Kethmore spoke, his voice a whisper of darkness. "We are Shadowkin. We bring death." "That's awesome," Tommy replied. "Are you like ninjas?" "I love ninjas. My sensei taught me that martial arts isn't about fighting. It's about turning your opponent's strength against them. Want to see?" Before either assassin could process this statement, Tommy had somehow gotten behind Vorthon. The child's small hands found pressure points that shouldn't have existed on Shadowkin anatomy, yet somehow did. Vorthon's exoskeleton began to crack and spark. "Oh no, did I break you?" Tommy asked with genuine concern. "Mom's gonna be so mad if I broke another alien." "Another alien?" Kethmore activated his emergency beacon, calling for immediate extraction. This was no ordinary human child. This was something else entirely. But Tommy wasn't finished. As Vorthon collapsed, twitching and sparking, the boy turned to Kethmore with bright, curious eyes. "You're the leader, aren't you?" "I can tell because you're standing differently. My dad taught me that. He was in the army before he became an accountant. He showed me how to read body language and stuff." Kethmore raised his energy weapon, a device capable of disintegrating molecular bonds. Tommy tilted his head, studying the weapon with fascination rather than fear. "It's really cool looking, but you're holding it wrong," Tommy said helpfully. See, you've got your grip too high and your stance is all weird. Here, let me show you. Before Kethmore could react, Tommy had somehow disarmed him, disassembled the weapon into component parts, and was explaining its functionality with the casual expertise of an engineer. Oh, I see. It's using a contained antimatter reaction to create a focused energy beam. That's brilliant. But your power coupling is really inefficient. You could probably get 30% better performance if you just... There. Tommy handed the reassembled weapon back to the stunned assassin. Kethmore fired it experimentally. The beam was indeed 30% more powerful. How did you... Kethmore began. YouTube, Tommy replied matter-of-factly. Also, my uncle works for NASA, and my neighbor's a particle physicist, and my babysitter's studying quantum mechanics. Humans share information really fast when we find something interesting. The extraction ship arrived to find 3 legendary assassins, one embedded in a wall, one short-circuiting on the floor, and one sitting in a corner having what appeared to be an existential crisis. Tommy waved cheerfully at the rescue team. Hi, are you here for your friends? They're really cool, but I think they might need some repairs. Oh, and tell your boss that human kids aren't really good targets. We're basically tiny chaos engines with opposable thumbs and internet access. Also, we've been watching alien invasion movies since forever, so we kind of know all the standard tactics. The rescue team's commander stared at the small human who had just casually dismantled their most elite strike force. What? What are you? He whispered. Tommy grinned, revealing a gap where he'd lost a tooth the previous week. I'm just a kid, but I'm a human kid. We're basically the universe's way of saying, hold my juice box and watch this. As the Shadowkin retreated with their broken assassins, Tommy returned to his game. He had a creeper farm to finish building, and Mom would be home with groceries soon. In the depths of space, the Galactic Empire quietly reclassified Earth's threat level from negligible to do not engage under any circumstances. Some victories, they realized, weren't worth the price of learning why humans had survived long enough to reach the stars.